Hey, this is Gareth and Bruce. This is our first attempt at a podcast.
We just don't know where it's gonna go.
You got more of the gruff voice. I got more of the
Softer feminine voice.
screw you.
Hey.
I don't know, I felt a little snobby when we hit 10 episodes.
Okay, that's an interesting question.
The two of us can be Vin Diesel. Gareth can drive like him. And I can
You
look
can
like him.
Welcome to Spaghetti Junction. My name is Gareth,
My name is Bruce.
and we talk about things. We just don't know
know
where
where
they're
they're
gonna
gonna
go. Guten Tag, hello, goeiemorgen, who's that? What else? Not bad. Welcome. Hello, sorry, I'm not here today. I told Bruce I'm like here because I have to be. Not because I hate the podcast, but this is Gareth and Bruce, and welcome, and we talk about things.
Jeez, like.
Right. That's it.
And we just don't know where they're going to go.
I'm just, that's my level. Because I was so excited about this episode. What the hell happened, Bruce?
I know it was my fault that we had to now read.
Sorry, what did you
this
say?
is part 2.
Sorry, what did you say? Sorry, I wasn't listening.
I'm sorry. I apologize
Sorry, I wasn't listening.
profusely.
No, I'm kidding. Carry on. But we didn't put out an episode the whole last week, and I know for the few of you, it made you very sad inside.
which was completely my fault, and I own up to it because
What did you do, Bruce?
I messed up with bouncing the audio down into a track, and
Basically, he didn't.
only did half of it and not the
He did
full.
half his job.
I did half a job and not the
For the full amount that he's being paid. It's ridiculous. He didn't finish his job.
full. I know.
Yeah.
I'm almost in breach of contract here.
Yeah.
Which is a bad.
Yeah, so we did a whole thing that we're going to do now, and I just told Bruce, look, I was excited last week because we're doing a whole thing on cult movies.
Yes.
But anyways, this week that I've had has been quite a roller coaster that I won't talk about right now, but it's just been a little bit emotional up and downs. So I'm just
And the fact now that we have to do this again has taken all the wind out of Gareth's sails.
yeah. So I probably will get back into it over somewhere in the next 40 minutes, maybe about the 34th minute. I might have a little bit of pizzazz.
Here's hoping,
A little bit of pizzazz, but I'm just being honest. Sometimes we just don't feel the buzz.
And the thing is, I really hope you do find that pizzazz, because you pizzazz very well. I
do.
must say, you pizzazz better than me. I'm not a pizzazz type of person or a guy.
You're not a pizzazzer.
No, I'm not. A
Pizzazzer the gazzer.
Gazza the pizzazzer.
Gazzer the pizzazzer.
Hey,
Yeah, I think we
nice.
have our new nickname for me. Gazzer the pizzazzer.
Very cool.
Yes, but if you pizzazz too much, it's
Yeah, no
problematic.
one- yeah.
You can end up in hospital if you pizzazz too much.
Yeah, you could pull something.
You could pull something big time if you pizzazz too much. I'm just saying. People don't think about it. It's like, anybody can pizzazz. I don't have to train.
I don't know.
Yeah, you have to be prepared to pizzazz.
No, not everybody can pizzazz.
You're right. Many think that they can. But it's not a luxury for fools.
Because not everybody possesses the pizzazz.
Possesses the pizzazz.
Come on. No, that was a good one.
It wasn't actually.
Thank you. Jeez, finally.
Possesses the pizzazz.
Possesses.
Right.
Possesses the pizzazz.
So basically, if you do want to pizzazz, but you think you can, be very careful.
Mm.
Because you could get hurt
Because you need
while
to
you're
find,
pizzazzing.
You need to find the pizzazz first.
Because you might become a real pizzazzer if you're an idiot.
Yeah, that's also
Dumb pizzazzer. And unfortunately, there are many people who try and pizzazz and they give the real pizzazzers a bad name. And I don't like them.
Yeah, because no one likes a wannabe or a try hard.
I want a pizzazzer, yeah. I want a I want a pizzazzer. Yeah. So if you think that you can pizzazz, just be careful. Read your warranty very carefully before you pizzazz. Because there is, what I found right now is there's no medical aid that supports medical pizzazzing.
No,
So you just wear the right protective stuff and you'll be fine.
always,
Always be protective about yourself.
yes.
And then you can pizzazz as much as you want.
Protect your pizzazzer as much as possible.
Thank you. Yes.
Otherwise,
So-
you're liable to catch something.
Oh, sheesh. You'll be in the pizzoo, yeah. That's for sure. So be careful, pizzazzaroo.
Wow, that was a special intro. I
It
must
was.
say.
You see what happens when I don't care? That's what happens.
Yeah, that's cool. I'm working on not caring myself about certain things as well. So sometimes it's tricky not to. Sometimes.
What,
but
to care?
it's
Sorry,
tricky
I
not
just
to
look for
care about
something
certain
here.
things. Kind of got to remind myself sometimes because sometimes I just care too much.
Well, we kind of agreed when you came here that if you're wanting to feel good about yourself in this household, in this
It's
little
not gonna
place,
happen.
you're not going to feel validated or, not going to feel good about yourself.
No, I've got to find that validation deep within myself because Garrett's definitely not going to give it to me.
No. By the way, it was your birthday this week.
It was on Friday the 13th.
Friday the 13th.
Yeah.
That's good.
Yeah. It was a cool one. I'm now officially 45 years of age. 45 years young.
Young, exactly.
Feel
exactly.
amazing.
Nice.
And yeah, it was a nice chill day. Cool. Yeah.
Just
Even
normal.
my one student cancelled, so I really had a free day.
Lovely.
Yeah. So it
Happy
was good.
birthday.
Yeah. Thank
And then you had your nice meal at your folks' place.
Yeah. Oh,
Roast.
Lord. Oh.
With a very nice cake that I'm going to try later.
Yeah. Of course I'm going to bring you a piece.
Yes, your mum cares for me. I love her. She's very nice. That's very nice. Mothers like me.
Yes.
Well, only two. My mum and yours. But that's the only mothers who I really know right now. So I'll take it as
Gone in a completely
as
different
all
direction.
mothers. You see, I didn't go there. I wasn't even thinking like that.
I
And
know.
you dirty bastard.
I know. I'm sorry.
I normally go that route.
Apologies.
Yeah, I normally go there. I was
You were being
Straight
you were
and
being
narrow,
about
dude.
it.
I wasn't
Straight and
even
narrow, and I was like,
veering off the garden path.
I
That's
think-
that's
I don't think
where
I didn't even think I'm in the garden, but you know.
no, wherever you are, you're welcome to come back anytime you want it. I'm just saying. Yeah. I think for that kind of hilarity, you need to pretty much wrap your laughing gear around it.
Yeah.
That's all it's about.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Let's let's pretend we're here to
Power through this.
I know everyone's like, wow. Look, it's going to be a good topic. Bruce will be the. Bruce will bring the helium to the balloon, and I'll just be the.
No pressure.
Well, don't worry, I'll get involved. I just need a bit of time to get myself back into
Yeah.
the system.
Yeah, so Gareth and I are very much a fan of cult movies, just those movies that sort of stand out and are a little bit left of center, off to the look, or just out at left field that not everybody likes or whatever, and there are tons of them.
There are, Bruce.
I think I remember I sort of my personal definition of a cult movie would be just a movie that comes along that does.
Sorry.
That ooh.
The thing's irritating me. Sorry.
That
That's why I need a new laptop sponsor, people, because my laptop just switches off like randomly.
Yeah,
It's like a pregnant woman. Just don't know what the hell's going to happen in the next few seconds you're next to her. Yes. So I'll just sit here with. Right, carry on, Bruce.
yeah.
I
So
just had my moment. I'm going to be using my phone, by the way, because so I'm not being rude.
cool.
Crikey, mate. Bloody thing. Crikey, mate. Okay, I'm centered.
Zen. Find your inner pizzazz.
Okay. Ooh, there it is.
Oh, jeez. Okay.
Okay. Cult movies. Get us going.
So my definition that I thought of about a cult movie is a movie that comes along kind of out of nowhere, where the storyline, the concept, everything about it is so unique that we've never seen before.
Never
And-
seen before.
Yeah, it's sort of
so.
just something new.
There's nothing new under the sun, Bruce.
Yes, I know that's what the Bible says, but
Whoa! Bring in the Bible.
well, that's what it says.
No, that's a quote from Abraham Lincoln.
Oh,
No, it's not.
well,
It is the
that's
Bible.
from the Bible. Abraham Lincoln. It's from the Book of Lincoln,
The Book of Lincoln.
chapter
Pizzazz.
21, verse 20.
Yes, and I'll give. Yeah. So your prescription.
So it's like it's
description.
and then you don't really see another movie really like that going forward. It's just a very standalone, like very memorable for certain things.
So are you trying to say? My feelings is that that there will be similar. So yeah, not exactly like, for example, I don't know, I'll bring it later, but the one I'll talk about, that the Goonies. It's a family side movie, and I think that there have been similar.
Do you think so? I've never seen the Goonies, but I haven't really seen anything similar.
Okay, sorry, that's an example. Carry on, and let's see which ones we talk about, and then I'll open it up. But I think that you will still see, because there's no movie that hasn't been done before. There's no movie genre or style that has never been done before.
Yeah, but it just
like in music, for example, even like. Okay.
It's also true. Your music, it's very difficult to find a new, unique style. And
but
sound.
I guess if you want to go that route,
happens.
you would think of someone like what's the name? Bjork. Her style is absolutely whack.
Correct.
So I guess you can. So we're not going into music, but
but it is the same thing. So yeah, it's.
But I do see what you're saying.
Yeah, like my thought is something like when the Matrix came out. I would call that.
Yes. Okay. Now I see
modern,
what you're saying.
I mean,
yes.
when we went to go and see that, my mind was just.
I see what you're saying.
No. There were
No.
concepts in that movie that I'd never.
Your point is
about.
valid. Yeah.
So.
Your point is valid.
Contrary to
I will give you a valid
contrary to Gareth's beliefs, I do sometimes.
I will give that validity point to you.
Yay, validation! All right.
You see, you got
feel
some.
like a girl on social media. So that's how it feels. Oh.
Yeah, there we go. So on my side, which I do agree with a few things on here, but basically to how I see them sometimes is that they're like strange / quirky, for example.
Definitely.
Offbeat, eccentric kind of thing, like a Napoleon Dynamite, for example, which we'll bring in.
Yes.
With outrageous or or like a weird. Yeah, I guess unique is part of it too. Yeah. But yeah, it's that kind of thing because what does this thing here say? They are often considered controversial because they step outside standard narrative and technical conventions. Yeah, that also makes sense.
And they probably only appeal to maybe a much smaller demographic of viewers.
And they're actually called a cult following.
There you go.
Which is fair enough.
That's
Yeah. It's a cult following. So you'll find around these movies that we talk about, I think there'll be a pile of people that'll be like, I don't understand. And then there'll be that core that'll like, yeah, we'll watch it every single year kind of thing.
Yeah.
Because I'm sure you've watched your ones at least 2 times.
Exactly. I know we're talking about individual movies, but just think about the Star Wars franchise and how like almost a religion has been formed.
Star Wars and Star Trek, yeah.
And jeepers, those two factions are
yeah, you're either Xbox or PlayStation kind of thing.
pretty much.
Either Star Wars, Star Trek, yeah. Yeah.
What do you call it when like people who are Star Trek fans, we call them Trekkies.
Mm-hmm.
What do you call people who are Star Wars fans? I just call them
stupid. No, I'm kidding. I'm a Star Wars person, so that was a joke.
I call them Starries.
No, I actually am a Star Wars fan, so they're not stupid. Because I'm part of the Star Wardians.
I'm more.
I don't know.
I'm more Star Trek.
Really?
Mm.
Yeah, no, I'm Star Wars all the way.
I've enjoyed the Star Trek movies that have come out way more than the Star Wars movies that I've seen. So anyway.
Well, there we go. Good. And that definitely wasn't one of your cult movies, I'm guessing.
No, actually it wasn't.
Right.
So it's down to me.
You're going to get us going, yeah.
I'm going to get us going.
Yeah.
Okay, one that I was... let's start with something light, because I've got some dark ones here.
Yeah, let's try and stay away from dark. But carry on.
One of my favorite ones was the NeverEnding Story from about 1980.
That was very good.
4, I think it might have come out. First time I watched it in the cinema, my mom had to take me out because I was scared out of my wits, and I actually never watched the whole movie the first time I saw it.
Well, what was so scary about it?
It was just one of the scenes just freaked me out, and I was only about 6 years old.
Well, so, fair enough.
Yeah, so I was...
Shaming your mom.
Yeah. So, but then I watched it about a year later when they showed it to us at school, like on a breakup day or something. And I
And?
loved it. I was like, this is the most amazing movie I've ever seen. And since then, it's been a great movie with a great theme song. So I don't know.
The
who it was, but
NeverEnding Story.
yeah, it was like one of those one-hit wonders. I don't know
Yeah.
who it. I can't remember who it was, but fantastic song. I heard it on the radio the other day, and I was just like, oh man, brings back so many memories.
What was it about, please?
Hmm?
What was it about?
NeverEnding Story.
Yeah.
The NeverEnding Story was about a young kid who finds a book. This really thick, like leather-bound tome, if you like. I love that word, tome.
But I'll lend a
means-
new one.
It means a book. It's another word for book. Anyway, with like these these like entwined snakes on the cover and all that. And he starts reading this book because he's cutting class. He's hiding from these bullies.
Yeah.
And he finds this book in this dusty corner of the attic in the school or whatever. And he starts reading this book, and it just transports him into this fantasy world of crazy creatures and a princess that needs saving, and there's this young boy who's like him, but he's the hero of the story, and he has to save this princess. And everyone's favorite character is this character called the Luck Dragon.
The Luck Dragon.
Which is like this massive. He looks like a dog, looks like a really friendly dog, but he flies.
Oh, he's a long.
And this kid rides the Luck Dragon, and it's like his friend throughout this entire story and all that. Very cool, very very cool story. So yeah, and it does end because at some stage the credits did roll.
Actually, yeah, that's actually very true. You would think. Sorry, I'm trying to bring up IMDb, but my phone is quite slow because it's just nice to know what the what the ratings are with this kind of thing.
So I must say I would like to actually watch NeverEnding Story again sometime. Watch it now at 45 years old.
You can watch it. You see, that's the nice thing, with the movies, because they come with memories at the same time,
I think
and they'll never. So I think you can watch. That's what makes a cult movie, is you can watch it when it was first out, and you can watch it again because that came out in 1984.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. So there's the nostalgia attached to it.
Well, that's exactly what it is. That's normally with the lighter movies is the nostalgia.
Yeah.
They got a 7.4.
Okay. Yeah. Cool.
1984.
Yeah.
7.4.
Yeah.
I mentioned the Goonies in the beginning.
Yeah.
Probably wasn't the best example, but anyways, the Goonies. What a great movie. All of mine are going to be light.
Yeah. You like the lighter, quirkier.
Well, no, I can do them. The mesh, like I'm 7 or.
Oh yeah. There's those as
or
well,
or what's it? I'm 12 Monkeys, for example, or things like that are very deep and dark.
Yeah.
But yes, a lot of the time I try not, because it just makes me feel shitty. So I try and watch happier stuff. And the Goonies,
You leave the feeling shitty to me.
yeah, no, because it doesn't affect you.
Yeah. No, I get you.
It depends what mood I'm in,
Yeah.
and normally I just try and keep myself in a happy space. Sorry guys, I'm trying to do this at the same time as talk. So basically, the Goonies is did I mention last time? I was going to be recording this the first time.
Well, yeah, you can say it.
Steven Spielberg. No, George Lucas. Did I say Spielberg or Lucas?
Oh, I can't remember.
So I want to get this proper because I think it's Spielberg who was involved with it. No, it wasn't. It wasn't because I made the same mistake last time. This was by Ron Howard, I think.
Okay. Okay.
Here we go, the Goonies. Let me just make sure. I'm pretty sure it was by Ron Howard. Anyways, all my software's being. It was Steven Spielberg.
Okay.
He wrote the movie. There we go.
He didn't direct.
No, he wrote it.
Okay.
And basically, it's about a bunch of friends. Noticeably, probably if you do know your actors and whatever nowadays, Sean Astin and I said last the Josh Brolin, and it's basically about a bunch of friends enjoying their last day of freedom, in their neighborhood because one of the guys' houses has been sold off to the government, to the council because his family cannot afford the repayments.
Okay.
So the bottom line is that they find a map, and then they follow this map around, and the adventures, and they basically were looking to find a way that they could make, that they could basically find enough things to make money, to make sure that the mum keeps the house.
Okay.
And they basically, have a whole adventure, as kids do. Right. It's a very 80s feel. It's awesome. Yeah. It's very light. It's just enjoyable. It's a movie which you can watch with any age.
Cool.
Or maybe not like a year old, or they don't really watch much. No. So, but it's very light. It's very good. It's definitely a cult movie. Definitely. I mean, it's a movie that to me is part of movie history. Like that, or the Gremlins. If you ever watched the Gremlins.
Oh yeah, there you go. Yeah.
Although at that point the Gremlins was bloody scary when I was younger.
It was, yeah.
Scared the shit out of me.
Yeah.
But anyways, that is the Goonies. Very on point.
Cool.
It's very good.
Okay. One of my favorites was Boiler Room that I still watch now. I love to put that on from time to time, and I think I almost know the script word for word.
Yeah.
Same with a movie like The Commitments. I've watched them so many times that I remember everything about them. But yeah, Boiler Room was great. Very very low budget movie.
Yes, it was.
That's something else that sometimes a cult movie.
Correct.
It's sort of like unexpected. It's unexpectedly successful.
Yes.
It's very independent. Like, okay, we're gonna try this. We don't know how it's gonna go, and suddenly just blows up.
Yeah.
I don't think Boiler Room was massively.
Is that why it blew up? Because it was a boiler room. It's a bad pun you just did there. They got a 7 out of 10.
Boiler Room is fantastic drama.
2000 it came out.
Yeah. So if you haven't seen Boiler Room, it is about basically I think it's called insider trading, where this is a company that sell stock on the stock exchange that doesn't actually exist. So stocks for like a fictitious medical company or something like that, and then they sort of like bully clients into buying the stock. They sort of sound like real hotshots, that can make them $1 million within a week, kind of thing, and then they take all these people's money. And it stars little Giovanni Ribisi,
which I mentioned to you quite a while ago, that he reminds me of Brendan.
Yeah, actually, you're right. Yeah.
Yeah,
I get you.
Which is a compliment to Giovanni Ribisi. Gotcha, Brendan. Gotcha, pal.
It's got Vin Diesel in it in one of his first roles. He was cool. Great cameo appearance by Ben Affleck. He's only in 2 scenes and he just kills it. It's fantastic. But yeah, I love it. And it's just a movie about trying to get that quick buck.
Yes.
And seeing where it can take you. And it's a good one. So if you haven't seen Boiler Room, there's my recommendation.
What do you think the rating of that is? Because I also want to rate these things. I mean the rating as in age rating.
I would say it's probably.
If anybody wants to say, I want to watch it, but
I would say it's about a 16. Age
should I show my family? And no, it's not a family movie.
No, I'd say it's 16. I wouldn't put it in 18 age restriction.
No, it's probably just more around the language and so forth.
Probably, yeah. There's no sort of sexual
funky
stuff or anything like that. No.
Funky stuff going on there.
No.
Gosh. Napoleon Dynamite.
I wonder what that actor's doing now.
Yeah, I don't think he's done much past then.
What is his name? I can't even remember.
Napoleon.
No, man, the actor.
I don't know, Briz. Look it up.
I must say, I have seen, as offbeat as Napoleon Dynamite is, I have actually seen that movie.
But you didn't watch all of it, did you? I think you left. I don't think you watched it through. From what you told me, you were like, I don't get it.
I think I did push through to the end, but I was like all through the movie. I'm like, what am I watching? I couldn't wrap my head around it.
Exactly. That's what a cult movie is to me. Is like it just doesn't make any sense.
But
you enjoy it because it doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, I think I'm part of that demographic that didn't relate to Napoleon Dynamite.
Oh, well, if people want to know out of all my cult movies, which are many, if you want to know one thing that if you like want to work out, okay, Gareth and cult movies, and Gareth's kind of like humor and like how does he work with his brain? Watch Napoleon Dynamite.
That
I think to me
I'm not
that's
surprised.
I think that's just if I had to watch one of these cult movies, as in like I could only choose the one to so many, I'd probably move to Napoleon Dynamite,
right.
because it's so light, it's silly, it's you don't have to think, you just, and it's whack, which is why I love it too. Yeah. So Napoleon Dynamite is about this he's in high school, I think like early high school. I think he's like 15 or 16. I don't remember. Anyways, he's in high school, and he's basically that kid that doesn't fit in with anybody. He's that kid that unfortunately that a lot of people will pick on just because he doesn't factor in. He doesn't fit into anyone's like pre-thoughts,
preconceptions.
Yes. It's like these guys, rugby players, these guys are dancers, these guys are, and you look at him and it's like, I don't know what the hell Napoleon is. Like, I don't get it.
Plus, I do recall his social skills were also not the
He
most
doesn't have social
fantastic.
skills. No, he doesn't have social skills.
Okay, cool.
But that's why I like him, because he doesn't fit into any, but he's not even trying to be, he's just him.
He's a misfit, basically. He really.
Okay, Bruce. He is.
A misfit.
No, you said he is, so he
don't
is.
fit into any.
Hey, this is not an English class. Don't want to have a freaking. Yes, Bruce, fine. You can call him a misfit. I think it sounds a bit horrible to him. Shame. Anyways,
Wow.
Napoleon Dynamite. It's about him and basically his like first year, one of his years in high school, and how he basically reacts and relates to to people. He has a really good friend from Mexico called, I think his name is, no, I'm not going to say what his name is. Anyway, he has a friend, who is also not as quirky as him, but also, a little bit different, strange.
Yeah.
And then the girl who he likes, who is also very, she has her hair, with like a ponytail, but the ponytail comes off the one side like that.
It's all 80s vibe.
It's very, it's very, very, And there's like things he'll say, like for example, so like, he doesn't see that he's lying. He sees that he has stories that he. So like for example, the girl wanted to know, like where her what are they called when you go on the dance? The little flower thing for the girl.
Oh, it's a corsage.
Yes, and so he didn't have one from what I remember, and he said, well, what did you get? He said, gosh, I caught you a bass. It's like, okay, and then his life carries on kind of thing. I must find you one of his other ones, which is very funny. Yeah. So then basically he's getting picked on by by the jocks and so forth.
Yeah.
And they wanted to to like know what he was doing, on the weekend. And they basically, their whole thing was like, he had like a really boring, nerdy, shut the hell up weekend. And he said, gosh, I told you, I spent it with my uncles in Alaska hunting wolverines. And they're like, oh, okay. Anyways, I won't go, on more and more about it, but I love it. Oh, and they have pet llamas as well, which is just part of the whole. And then his uncle as well is involved with his own family skills that have helped Napoleon be who Napoleon is.
Right.
It's class, and that's it from me.
Maybe I can bring myself to watch it again.
You don't have to.
Thanks.
No, you don't watch it when you with that kind of attitude.
No, I can't.
So don't watch it.
It would just ruin it for me.
I prove myself to watch it. Don't be horrible to Napoleon Dynamite. Don't cast your disdain on Napoleon. Carry on.
So when did I I was quite keen to mention is Fight Club. I think that can definitely be a unique standalone because it's.
I just can't. I will watch it twice. I can't because I know exactly what's happening.
Yeah.
The first time, brilliant. Second time, like
you know the whole deal.
Yeah, I can't watch it again.
Yeah, I've got to be honest. I've watched that movie a lot.
Really?
I really enjoy Fight
yeah.
Club.
I tried to watch it again once. I was like, nah.
I just when the way Edward Norton just stops giving a damn about everything.
Okay, but now here's the thing.
fantastic.
You probably can't tell the description to people because then it'll mess it up.
No, I can't.
No.
I can't say too much.
No.
but-
So what do you say to it?
Well,
If somebody wants to know what it's about.
Yeah, I think it's Edward Norton who's living a very, very normal, sedate kind of life,
Yeah.
and then just realizes that he's just so like discontent with everything that's happening, and he's just like the days just blur into the same thing, and he works this bullshit cubicle job and hates his boss, and it's just everything just annoys him about the world, and he goes to these sort of help Addicts Anonymous meetings to sort of get some sort
Feel
of
something.
to feel something, yeah.
Yeah.
And then he meets Brad Pitt's character, who is just the complete antithesis. And
That's where you probably shouldn't go too far ahead.
no, Brad Pitt's character kind of inspires him to even
There we
go
go.
further in, and then the Fight Club happens,
And there we go.
and there we go. And we won't go any
No,
further.
otherwise
But it is fan-freaking-tastic.
It is good.
Yes,
I must
love
say
that movie.
it is good. I just like I say I couldn't watch. I tried to watch it again, but I just knew
Brad Pitt's character.
it's like
is
if you're gonna watch
fantastic.
like the M. Night Shyamalan one with Bruce Willis, Sixth Sense.
Yeah.
I was told about it before I started to watch it
Yeah.
by some absolute loon.
Yeah.
Who, if I was allowed to, I would have beaten, but I didn't. So yeah, once you watched it once, it's like, yeah. One that I watched last night actually, Garden State. I don't think you'd like it.
Yeah, I was saying to Gareth, I do know about the movie, but I haven't seen it. So
I don't think you'll like it, not because you don't have feelings, because you do, but it's a
Somewhere.
very artistic movie. It's a movie that's about love, but through a story of a guy who is also very, very not closed-minded, as in he doesn't share and show a lot of emotions and feelings.
Okay.
And then he gets a call from his dad. Well, actually, his voice message. I mean, his recording machine does, because he's like, he doesn't really answer the machines and answer the calls anymore, because he's he's on a bunch of meds as well that are bringing him like emotional
Keeping him on a flat.
emotional feeling. Yeah.
Emotional damage.
Emotional damage. Oh, my word. What class. Anyways, I don't really know much about the guy. I just know that quote. Emotional damage.
Funny.
Anyways, this guy did have... he just didn't really show much emotion. And the call was from his dad saying that his mum had died. And he had to go back, to the funeral, and he went. So he was in New York, and he went back to where he stayed, in Garden State, and that was, he went back, and he hadn't been there for multiple years, like a long time, and he basically, meets up with his friends who were there,
All the people that he knew.
yeah,
those
he
years
meets
back,
up, and he just, sees, like he sees like a lot of what has changed and what hasn't changed.
Yeah.
And then while he's waiting at the doctor's, in God, in where he was living, when he went back to in that town, there's a girl next to him, near to him with headphones on, and and then she basically starts a conversation with him, which then over time builds into a relation, a friendship, and then into a relationship. It's a very powerful movie, very good. And the first song that they play, from that little moment is by the Shins, and I can't remember the name of the song now, but the soundtrack is really good.
Cool.
It's very eclectic, very very. You can't say like cult music for cult movies, but it's very eccentric. It's not your it's not your mainstream music.
Yeah, I must say that
I need to actually find out what it was called.
I must say that is something that certain cult movies, and I remember a few from the 90s that had fantastic soundtracks.
Yeah.
There was a movie called Singles, which I never actually saw, but I had the soundtrack, and it was all just fantastic 90s middle of the road but alternative stuff that was coming out. The Gin Blossoms, the Cranberries, all of those killer bands that just we had that decade of all those kinds of bands. And another one was Empire Records, another great great movie with a very cool soundtrack as well. So yeah.
I'm actually going to play you. Although I know the music here will cause issues, so I won't do that.
Okay.
So, anyways, carry on. But it's really, really good.
Cool.
Not that YouTube really cares much about us, but
they'll find us.
Well, look, I mean, we got into trouble with the music that we just used to play. You know, in our intro music and stuff.
Yeah.
Because it's linked to someone else. But it's on, it is on copyright free. But what I didn't know is that you had to mention them.
Yeah, yes.
So then I went back onto our episodes, which had issues linked to them. I then realized, okay, so now I have to put their name in the song underneath. So, but that wouldn't block us off if we play music like this now. Then we will. So.
Totally.
Carry on.
But
anyways, it's a song by the Shins called New Slang, and that's the major. That's the one big. Like when you think of Garden State, you think of the slang.
Yeah.
I mean, the first song that was played was from Coldplay, and then it's great.
Cool. Talking
and that's pretty much not every age, but I imagine like over 10. I don't think over 12.
Right. Well, no, like I said, I do have some dark ones. But talking about amazing soundtracks, what blew me away was, and as a movie and as a soundtrack, was Natural Born Killers. Oliver Stone directed it. I think Quentin Tarantino wrote it.
He was involved with it, yeah.
Yeah, he was involved. I can't remember maybe they wrote it together. I can't fully remember.
It's your cult movie, damn it.
I know.
Snap out of it. Carry on.
Then, Woody Harrelson and Juliette Lewis playing Mickey and Mallory Knox, this sort of Bonnie and Clyde. I would say this is a modern day Bonnie and Clyde type of thing, where you've got this, but they're psycho killers.
Yeah.
And they've got cops after them, but they are elevated to rock star status the media. And it's a movie that really pokes fun and satirized it. I don't know if that's a word. It pokes satire at sort of really bad people being elevated to.
Yeah.
Well, there is, they say, there's no such thing as bad publicity, but and just the way it's filmed, the way it was filmed was absolutely incredible. It was a visual smorgasbord of animation, and suddenly you've got some random Coca-Cola advert with polar bears in the movie, and then it turns into animation, and then it's amazing. And the cast was amazing. So Woody Harrelson, Juliette Lewis, Tommy Lee Jones, Robert Downey Jr. Oh man, and then a whole bunch of others. And then the soundtrack, what I thought was so unique about the soundtrack was the fact that they used sound bites from the movie going in and out of each song as you play through. So if you listen to the soundtrack as a whole, and the way the songs move together, it's just it's fantastic. And all kinds of artists from L7, that girl group from the 90s, to Bob Dylan, to Leonard Cohen, to the Cowboy Junkies. It's just amazing. And that was definitely in my period when I was into a lot of art house cinema and that kind of thing. That was great.
Would you call it art house?
No, it wasn't an art house cinema.
So then why
It
did you
was-
lie?
I said that was what I was into,
In the art house.
but I didn't go and. It wasn't on at art house movies at Cinema Nouveau or anything like
Why
that.
did you bring it up as art house?
Because that's what I was into, and this sort of fit the bill as far as I'm concerned.
So you see this as art house. Natural
Well,
Born Killers.
it's artistic on a different level.
Okay.
I don't think you'd see it in an art house movie. I don't.
Not that you frequent them.
I used to. I used to see. We went to go and see that Romeo and Juliet. Remember Romeo and Juliet?
That's
That
another
was
cult movie for
cool,
sure.
eh?
That was very well
That
done.
was cool with an insane
The
soundtrack.
soundtrack was great.
Eh?
Actually, I must watch that again. That
Yeah,
was
it
really
a good one to watch. Yeah. So that one.
It's the later Romeo and Juliet by Baz Luhrmann.
Yeah. So
Not the original one.
completely rock and roll, modern, but with the original Shakespearean script. So that was very cool. But instead of swords, they're using guns. Instead of horses, they're driving cars. It's completely modern day.
It's brilliant.
Brilliantly done.
It
And I
is.
mean, Leonardo DiCaprio, Claire Danes, and a whole bunch of other well-known actors in there. But
Yeah.
yeah, it's a good one.
I want to finish off on Juno
Cool. Yes.
because I see that.
Yeah,
that's-
you like.
it's done. Hey.
I did the leg slap.
Okay, cool. We're pretty much done. But so in a very short little
Did you like Juno?
synopsis, I love Juno. Again, that's also a cult movie. It definitely has a following.
Yeah.
Like if you mention Juno, either you'll know about it, and you like really know what about it, or you'll be like Juno, okay, or I tried to watch it. No, like Napoleon Dynamite.
Yeah.
It's not the same as Napoleon Dynamite. Absolutely not the same. But Juno is basically about a young teenager who becomes pregnant, and basically her walk, over that year of her pregnancy, of what happens with her, of what she wanted to do with it, abortion and then not, and then she moved across. Her father is fantastic. The fathers who will basically still love you after they freak the crap out. Then they'll be, okay, now that's done. Now how are we going to work towards this?
Yeah.
And then she basically tries to go through this journey. She then realizes, okay, if I don't want an abortion, but I can't, I'm not ready to be a mum. What do I do with it? From then it works towards a possible adoption. That's with parents of Jason Bateman and I like her so much. Electra lady.
Jennifer Garner.
Jennifer Garner, yes. And it's very quirky, it's funny, and it also shows the story as to it doesn't, it tries to, it tries to tell a story, of what it would be like, and not over dramatize it. So it was a really good insight, really well acted, very quirky. Her boyfriend is hilarious. He's also very Napoleon Dynamite, he's there, but he's very, Anyways, it's very good, very light, very funny, very good insight, as to what it must be to be, a young girl saying, "Crap, I'm pregnant now," and
Okay.
and she basically acts a lot, above, her age as well. It's very good, very light, very good. Definitely cult movie. Either you'll like it or you'll be like, okay.
Yeah.
And that's with Alan Page,
Yes.
who is now Mr. Page or whoever. No, let's not be so horrible. But that was when Alan Page was Alan Page.
Yeah,
she was the girl.
She was a girl.
Now he calls herself another name, and that's fine. But when she was there, she was very good.
Yeah. Cool.
As our storm comes down.
Yeah, geez. I thought the rain was over for this year for Joburg, but
No
obviously
ways,
not.
dude. We're only in freaking May.
Yeah, I was expecting that we'd seen the last of it, but obviously not.
Nope.
So yeah. Well, this
Well,
has been
great,
the Spaghetti
yeah.
Junction podcast.
Yes, it has, Bruce.
It has.
All
And
right,
we're
great.
gonna
All right,
see
let's
you
go
guys
now.
in the next
All
one.
right, bye.
Like, comment, subscribe, and share.
Crikey, mate. Crikey.
See you guys. Have a good one. Thank you so much for tuning in.
Good night.
We brought the pizzazz after a while.
Yeah, it lasted for a little bit. Now it's gone. Just in time.
Cheers, guys.
Goodbye, guys.
Take care. Bye-bye.